Are we live?
Yes. Yes, we are live. Today, we are going to be doing the show today instead of Wednesday. And as I posted, hopefully others can make time for today's show as well. We have corporate cup, DCL corporate cup going on Wednesdays, and hence a little change in schedule. We'll probably do that next week as well. I think next week is when the playoffs are. So hopefully after that, we'll get back to our regular Wednesdays. But today is an exciting show. I'm very excited, Biju, because I think we're not only going to talk about the games as we always do, but we're also going to look at the playoff chart. I know Gabaji posted that uh, chart which shows the different predictions, his analysis on what could be then the playoff matchups. I'm sure if KK joins, he has his analysis as well. So it'd be exciting to see both in Division One and Division Two. I see there are quite a few teams in that fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth positions, especially in Group B of Division One. That's where all the rumor mills are going on as to what's going to happen with the four teams that are separated out by a point difference between all of them. So we'll go there, and there were quite a few games that got washed out this weekend as well. Uh, we'll get more time to do analysis, but we'll first cover some of the games. We'll start off with Division Two. I'm going to cover the SLCC Guardians versus Marvels game. I think this is a game which and I think most of us. I think you had predicted Marvels, if I'm not mistaken, right? Did you? Wasn't your pick Marvels?
No, I think it was Satya who
Somebody,
picked Marvel.
somebody had
Yes,
picked
one
Marvels.
of
Yeah,
us.
out of
Yeah,
the ordinary. Yeah, and it was an out of the ordinary prediction. I think it was a calculated risk because I think SLCC Guardians definitely had started the tournament well, but suddenly have found themselves really wanting. And in this game, I think they must be really disappointed with the way they bowled, especially not being able to get Ganesh Kutti Murugan. I think his innings of 49, was the difference maker between the two sides. I think the reason why I picked this game, it is Marvels beat SLCC Guardian, which is an upset of sorts. Second, I think it does have implications on the playoff race for Group and in Group B for Division Two because now with that defeat, Marvels don't have a chance for sure. But between SLCC Guardians and MI Rangers, it gives a lifeline for even Punjab Scorpions. I mean, they are 6, 7, and 8, but it gives a lifeline to them to get into the playoffs. I think MI Rangers are done with their bit, so they probably don't have a chance. But I think SLCC Guardians, with that defeat, I think they still will be able to go through because I think even if Punjab Scorpions win, they won't be able to get into the playoffs. So essentially, Guardians, as I see it, are secured, but I think the position now is going to be, just getting into the playoffs, the number 6 position. So local boys will be going into the playoffs with a better ranking than the Guardians. Going back into the game, I think as I mentioned, Chelsea Guardians had pretty decent contributions with the bat, 26 from Ravi Teja at the bottom, some decent scores at the top from Sarath and Ujwal, got them to 90, which I think was a decent target. But then uh, Gurunath, I think he had some different plans with them. He is 49. Ganesh, I'm sorry, Ganesh Kutti had some different plans, and his 49 made all the difference. Even though they were pretty decent bowling efforts, I think apart from a couple of bowlers who went for runs, I think SLCC Guardians did bowl well, but I think towards the end, not getting key wicket of Ganesh made all the difference. So a good win for SLCC Guardians. They needed this. A good win for Marvels towards the end of the season. I know the season is all but over for them. They are not going to the playoffs, but they will definitely relish this victory towards the end of the season. All right.
Yeah, Parthiv, I do not know if you know Ganesh Kuti Murugan used to play for Knockers. He used to open the batting for Knockers.
Wow.
So,
My memory is very
yeah,
bad. So,
yep. Ganesh Kuti Murugan used to. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the 2000, what is that, 18 finals, Ganesh Kuti Murugan opened, it was Glads versus Knockers in the DCL final, and he opened the batting, if I'm not mistaken.
wow. Amazing memory. Viju, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
So no, he's a good player. He's a good player. So when I see a good player, I usually don't forget their face.
Nice. All right, let's go to the next game, which I wish Avi was here because I met him on the ground. We were heading to our Detroit Titans game in the afternoon, and he was heading out of the Thunderbolts game, and he was pretty happy that they were able to scrape through and get the victory because there was a scare. Sheikh Mohammed gave them a big scare. I mean, at one stage, it looked like all but over for local boys when they were 5 for 31, and Srinivas and Senthil and all those guys who usually are the performers for local boys were in the dugout. But in came Sheikh Mohammed, and he, along with that crucial partnership towards the end, got local boys really, really close. And then it was only a matter of 4 runs that separated the two sides. Even though there were decent contributions from Thunderbolts, I think their bowling was found lacking. Viju, how do you analyze this game for Avi and Thunderbolts?
Yeah,
A
I
scare?
thought this was a good game to win for Thunderbolts because I felt that Vinod has been losing more than his fair share of close games. Even in the DPL final, I felt that a few decisions could have been changed, might have changed the outcome. In this game, it was 8 for 2, Parthiv, in 2.3
Mm-hmm.
overs. And from
Yep.
there, our friend Avi and Gautam Balasubramaniam, they steadied the innings and they
Yep.
took it all the way to 46 for 3 in 12.3. Good, steady, solid batting, And then
Yep.
Avi stayed there all the way up to 55 for 6. So once again, it was the Avi of old. He turned back the clock a bit here. And if you ask me, 104 is a good score any day. And Deepak Bhaskaran, when they have him in their side, usually you get 5 solid overs. And sure enough, the same thing happened here. 5 overs, 1 made in 10 runs, 2 wickets. But Gautam Balasubramaniam performed with the ball too, 4 overs, 16 runs and 2 wickets. And I felt that there were 2 back-to-back games where Gurunathan Sambandhan and Riaz Karim had excellent games. Last game also, those same duo had an excellent game. And this
Yep.
game too, once again, they performed well. For local boys, unfortunately, it was only Sheikh Mohammed, and he's the only guy who really impressed me. He took 3 wickets. He scored 34 runs. It was a close game, but if Sheikh Mohammed had got some sort of support from somebody else, in this game, Srinivasan Elimalai did not perform. And usually we have said if Srinivasan Elimalai doesn't perform, then the team doesn't perform. Well, in this game, Sheikh Mohammed changed that narrative. He performed, but he didn't really get much help. And that has been one of the problems for local boys. If you look at all their
Yep.
wins, and it's usually one guy performing, and the others are not performing up to this thing. Hey, Parthiv, Gaba is asking to share the link. Are you able to do that, or
Yeah, I
because
can do
I'm
that.
not very adept? I'm not very adept at this.
Yeah,
I
let me
barely
share.
can get the meeting started.
Yeah, I'll send him a link. I think he mentioned he had to pick up his son, so he will be a little late, but he will definitely join. But I think he might be able to join on the phone. So we'll get
Okay.
him involved on that. But also,
Well,
I'm looking at the table for Division 2. Next, I think local boys play SLCC Guardians, and that will be the decider for who takes the 5th and the 6th spot. So definitely a lot to play for local boys next game for rankings and who they would face in the playoffs. So all to play for. for them next weekend as well.
Yep. So congrats to the winners and hard luck to in this game, local boys. But I think local boys have to look and see what they can do to get some more consistency from their players. I have a good team, but getting some kind of consistency would help. All right, let's move on because we have a lot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's go on to the next game, which is the SSK versus Racha Riders. And then this game, I think we had talked about it last week as well when we predicted it was going to be a pretty close game, and I think the analysts were pretty split as well between SSK and Racha Riders, and even their rankings in the table actually validate that between they're 1 and 3. And SSK have had a fabulous season so far, and Racha Riders new to DCL, their first season in DCL, and they've been working wonders. And this was a close game, which Racha Riders snatched it from SSK, winning 2 wickets. But essentially, if I look at the scorecard, it was that Anuj Kaushik innings and that Divya Pandya, those two. That partnership, which actually made all the runs. I mean, there were no major from pretty much anyone from Racha Riders, but it was that Anuj Kaushik wicket, similar to what we talked about in the other game between SLCC Guardians. It was that one wicket which SSK weren't able to take, which caused them or had away. But yeah, I mean, this game, even though SSK and Racha Riders are both through to the playoffs, I think it is a very important confidence-boosting win for Racha Riders. Yes, Viju, over to you.
Parthiv, Racha Riders has really, really impressed us. I mean, for a new team, this is the first year they are coming into the league. They have really, really performed very well. And I think one of you mentioned that, they play a lot of games together in many other leagues too. So they have really performed very well. In this game, as you said, Anuj Kaushik basically rode the Racha Riders stallion and beat SSK at their own game. If you ask me, Anuj Kaushik, if you think about it, Parthiv, if you look at the scorecard, when the score read 12 for 4, that's when he came to bat. And it was over number 5.1 at the first ball, the fourth wicket had fallen. And then he came, and when he left, he was still undefeated, you see.
Wow.
I mean, he never left. I mean, he batted the remaining 20 overs. He carried the bat. He rode that stallion, the Racha Rider stallion. He was like an expert jockey, expertly maneuvering his team through all the pits and all the shortfalls which can happen. Past a very good SSK team. Mind you, SSK has been 1 or 2 throughout the whole season. I think the only team which can lay claim to a record better than them is probably Gujarat Warriors, right? I mean, but It was a fantastic innings. And I think the SSK skipper Sai Prakash Masarani should hold his head high because this has been a fabulous season for SSK. They have showed us something which they have never showed us in the past. In the past, it is one win and then a couple of losses, no consistency. But this year, it has been pretty consistent right from the beginning. And I think it starts with Masrani doing a fantastic job for getting everybody to play well. But the SSK have a bowler named Sai Sriya. He had fabulous figures, Parthu, I have to mention it. 5 overs, 2 maiden, 6 runs, 3 wickets. That is any day a fabulous figure. And he was supported nicely by Manju, who is another fantastic bowler. When he's on song, he can compete with the best in DCL, actually. 5 overs, 15 runs, 2 wickets. Those figures don't justify his talent level because when he is really on song, he can be a very difficult customer to deal with. But I thought this was a fabulous, fabulous game. I mean, these are the kind of games that you actually, as a spectator, would like to go and watch. It's close. Teams are battling it out. All the right reasons to support a game like this. And congrats to both teams, irrespective of who won. I think they both did a fabulous job.
Yeah, definitely. I've been looking forward to one of them coming into Division One. Definitely, I would put my money right now on SSK coming through into Division One. Racha Riders also have a fair bit of chance into coming into Division One as well. All right. With that, we'll come into Division One, and at the first game that I see is KRCC Gladiators as we go from bottom up. And it was a very one-sided game, if I have to say. To be honest, once Haider Bhatti and Syed Mujtaba were going, and once they had a score which was starting to pile up, I think their first wicket fell at around what 80, 90 runs. That itself,
87 for one.
yes, that itself put a huge dent in, I'm sure, the Gladiators' confidence. And as we were watching the game live, we were talking about it. It definitely felt like Gladiators didn't have the energy. There wasn't a lot of talking going around. It just felt like they weren't there to play, and it played into KRC's hands. Obviously, the toss I think made a huge difference. I think that itself it was the start of giving it to KRCC to start batting with Mansab. Obviously, Mansab's playoff, F40 playoff conflicted, and we had to bowl out the 5 overs and had to leave. And he wasn't anywhere close to Mansab, but we know when he's on song. So he just probably was going through the motions, getting just that 5 overs out. And with bowlers, I think a couple of bowlers short. I was really surprised, and then that's a question I think both Gabaji and I had was, why wasn't somebody like more experienced? I mean, I know he's not a regular bowler like Suyog or Hardeep. I know Hardeep rolls his arm over, and he's pretty decent. Why weren't they used instead of giving 5 overs to a new person like Fahad Shah? I don't think I've seen him before. And he went for quite a few runs. So that was something I had a question. I'm sure if you can answer that or Satya can answer that. Satya himself was bowling pretty decent as well. So him not finishing his quota was another surprise. But credit should be given to KRCC. I think they batted really well, especially the opening pair, and then supported towards the end as they were trying to get as many runs as possible. A fabulous innings by Haider Bhatti. I think he was really on song, and pretty much both Syed and Haider pick singles and doubles at will. And then the occasional boundaries and sixes coming along as well. Apart from Satya, and then there was there was a little bit of resistance from Satya and Hardeep towards in the middle order, but it wasn't like once the 126 were posted, it was going to be really hard, especially losing Arjun and Taif and at the start of the innings. It was going to be an uphill task for sure. But I think with KRCC, I think this is a good confidence booster for them. Winning over Gladiators with a bonus point definitely will go in great strides as they go into the playoffs. But yeah, some open questions and availability issues still uh, on Gladiators' plate to be solved.
Yeah, actually, Partha, I wanted Satya to answer these questions because some of these are questions which only he can answer. I mean, in the sense that I'm sitting 10,000 miles away. I'm not privy to many of the decisions which takes place on the field. But I can answer the two questions with regards to availability. I mean, we were severely impacted. We were struggling to get 11 players.
Yeah.
And if you look at this game, you'll find that I actually, Parthiv, I'm quite okay with this loss. Now, you'll wonder why I'm okay with the loss. The reason is when you have only 10 fielders for the entire 25 overs, you are giving up at least 25-30 runs to the opposition right away, because that's like in a 25 over game, at least 1 run extra is going to go per over just by having only 10 fielders. So let me set up this thing, and this goes again down to professionalism. This goes down to fire in the belly. This goes down to discipline. I remember, Partha, I told you that when I used to be in running Glads long time ago. There were times when Arjun Ajbani was a student, and I used to drive all the way from Detroit, actually Rochester Hills, all the way to Toledo, and pick him up. And those days, the games used to start at 8 in the morning. And so, I used to leave from home at 4:30 in the morning. 3:30, I used to wake up my son. We both used to have a bath, and then we get into the car. 4:30, I leave from home. I reach Toledo at 6. And I drive back from Toledo and come to the ground, so that I want to be at the ground at 7:30 at the bare minimum, because I need to set up the ground and I want to be there before everybody else. And even then, I used to be the first person at the ground. Now, fast forward here, when the game is starting, we are having 9 players. This is the honest truth. All right. 2 of our players did not even make it. And so we started the game with 9 players. Now, after 1 over, one of the players came. So we had 10 players. But then the 11th player came around 9:30. By that time, Yogi Bhai has already managed to tell Maulik that, hey, the 9:30, apparently Yogi Bhai created his own rule. And this is where I have a problem as to why Maulik doesn't know the rule book. Because when you are the umpire, you should at least know the rule book. Well, if you don't know the rule book, at least go by the default, which is, if both skippers are disagreeing, find out what the rule is before ruling that no, Naeem is the guy who came late. 9:30 showed up. So they made Naeem sit out for, I don't know, over and a half or 2 or something like that, saying that, he's beyond 9:30. But meanwhile, we are texting the rule book to show that, hey, it needs to hit X by 2 before a player can be ruled out. All right. Now, this is where I can guarantee you, Parthiv, if I was there is absolutely no way in hell Yogi Bhai will get that past me, because I would have put my foot down and said, nothing doing. If you are saying it's 9:30, show it to me in the rule book. And we'll stop the game. We'll go and take a look at the rule book. And then I'll show you that it is X by 2, which is in a 25 over game. It is X by 2, 25 divided by 2. So,
right.
So we had that problem. All right. And then by over number 10, Mansab bowled his 5 overs. He had an F40 game. And he had already told us long time back that his priority is F40. He has not won an F40 title. He wants to win an F40 title. And this year he has a golden opportunity. But even then, we decided to take a gamble. We decided it was either Mansab plays that game against KRCC, or Mansab plays this upcoming game this Saturday against Canton Hurricanes. Now, we had to make a decision, all right? Mansab has to play one game to qualify. So we decided, you know what? If we are going to throw a game, we are going to throw that KRCC game away. All right. Not because we don't want to beat KRCC or anything. It's just that KRCC is a good team. Even if we will go with our best team, there is no guarantee that you're going to win the game. It's a 50-50 game. But a Canton Hurricanes game, you would think that, we probably would fancy our chances a little more than we fancy our chances against KRCC. So we said, you know what? If we have to take a gamble of Mansab leaving early, and that was the right decision because Mansab's team reached the finals. So even if we had not played Mansab in the last game, we would have to play him in this game and have to play against Canton Hurricanes with 10 people. And we would have not only lost that game, and this game also, we would have put it in jeopardy. So if you ask me, that was a calculated gamble and that was the right discipline. The right decision. But it comes down to lack of discipline, Parthiv. It may be Glads, but I'll call lack of discipline. I have to call an apple as an apple, an orange as an orange. And honestly speaking, I feel that the Glads team has no discipline. They don't show up in time. We have conceded so many tosses, and yet we continue repeating the same nonsense game after game. And you told the same thing. There was no fire in the belly. There was nobody talking. Well, it is obvious. You see the game. There was no fire in the belly. And actually, if you ask me, it is the captain who has to set the tone. And I told Satya before the game itself, he needs to be energized. And if you don't have the energy, the others also will not have the energy. And maybe somebody like a senior player like Arjun or somebody else needs to step up, and or Taif has to step up and create the energy. Mansab had energy, but in all honesty, Mansab did everything possible to get us 11 players. So we got 2 players. Basically, Mansab was trying his level best to get us somehow 11 players. And so we got Fahad Shah and Mohammad Fahad. We don't know what they were capable of. And we were told that they were bowlers, and we decided to gamble and say that, okay, let's go with a strong bowling option. And, DCL is a different length. The length is different. Everything is different. And that is why we experimented with them, I guess, and it didn't work out. And but let's give credit to what's that? Haider Bhatti and to Haider. Both the Haiders did a fantastic job. There hardly any chance was given. Haider Bhatti's was a chanceless innings until he got out. We got hoodwinked by Yogi, and Maulik did not know the rule. Well, we got hoodwinked, and our skipper was not able to put his foot down and say that, no, this is the rule. But if that happens, then we have to bear the consequences of it. But I'll say that on our side, I thought this was the best that Satya batted. Naeem batted very well. Ganesh batted very well. Hardeep batted very well. But the moment they got to 124, whatever was the score, 123, 124, I knew that, there is no chance we are going to even overall that, considering that the very fact that we even came close, I think is a testament to the fact that these 4 guys played really, really well. But having only 10 players, I would say, Partha, forget beating KRCC. All right, I do not know if we had 11 players also will beat KRCC. But if we had 11 players, I think we would at least got the bonus point, because at the end of the day, we missed the bonus point by 8 runs. Now, if you ask me, if we had the right 11 players, we could have at least not conceded that many runs, you see. But the good thing is, one of the players, Naeem, called me and apologized, and that is a start. He realizes his own mistake. It's not me telling him. He realizes his own mistake and says, you know what, I made a mistake. It'll never happen again. That's the best kind of response which you can ever get when you get that. But I mean, we just did not have the discipline. And I think I'll give all the credit to Yogi Bhai. He had his team. They also did not have their best team. All right, let's face it. Oni was not there. Mufi was not there. Muned was not there. I can mention a whole bunch of people, but the people they had there was enough to get the job done. Going into the game, we always knew this was going to be a 50-50 game. You have to bring your best against a quality team like them. And if you can't bring your best unit, your chances of winning is very, very low. And so we made a game of it, but the fact that we had no fire in the belly, but this has been our problem all through the season. We have been sleepwalking through the games, and we have had no fire. If the team had half the fire which I have in my belly, we'll be in good shape, Partha. That's the honest truth. But Partha, having said that, I know that there will be some people who will be absolutely delighted that I was made to eat crow, or that, Glads lost the game and things like that. And I am game for that. I have no problems with that. If we play bad, I have no problem saying that we played bad. And so I would like you to play a special music in honor of Yogi Bhai and in honor of that American gentleman who speaks with a greater American accent than all other Americans combined. And so all those 2 guys are actually having a severe argument among themselves. Yogi Bhai wants to give the party, and the American also wants to give the party. All right. So now these 2 guys are fighting it out, and they are singing this particular song. And what is the song saying, Partha? Let's play it. Let's go, baby.
You need to give me host rights.
Host rights. I thought. All right. Hold on.
Because I can't screen share until.
Okay. Multiple. All right. See if you can do it now.
Yes. Yes, I can now.
All right, Yogi Bhai, this is in honor of you and the American. Well, here we go. It's in honor of both of you guys. I want you guys to be on cloud nine. Enjoy it, baby. I can't hear the sound though.
Oh, you can't?
No,
Can't hear
we
the
need
sound?
to hear the sound. We don't want to rob anybody of the experience they can get at my
Wait, hold
at
on.
my
Maybe
expense.
Are you here now?
Yeah, start it again, partner.
म्यूजिक बजाओगे तो ये सबसे है सेलिब्रेशन नाचो धनातन म्यूजिक बजाओगे तो ये सबसे आज की पार्टी
मेरी तरफ से आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से
आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से चल को बोलो मेरे पलक से आज की पार्टी
Well, Yogi Bhai deserves that, all right? I mean, he had his team ready and up and running, and congrats to KRCC on a good win. I mean, I think it was their openers, Haider Bhatti and Mustafa Haider. They played a fantastic game. The moment they were 87, Parthiv, it's a mystery that we could control them to 124, you see.
Yep. And I think one of the things, maybe this is a question for both you and Satya, is the form of Arjun a concern? Because I don't think this season he's really been the Arjun of the past that we know. And it's almost, 4 or 5 innings into the season. Haven't seen him, a big innings from him yet. So is that a concern?
I thought he played.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a little concern. I thought he played very well against Hawks.
Yep.
But then the other games, well, this game was a big game, and this big game he didn't fire. Then there was another big game, which was it? Probably against GLCC, I'm thinking. Where again, I mean, GLCC was okay, but there was another game before that where he did not fire. I think the first 2 games were 2 ducks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right?
And he still looking at how he was bowling as well. I thought he wasn't I know he has a pretty decent run up, and he's pretty I would say medium pace, so he's not slow by any means. Is he still carrying any niggle? Is he still nursing his?
I don't think that leg is fully. That's why he plays with pads. Right. I don't know if you saw it. He's playing with both pads. And so he's still able to jog and take the runs and things like that. But even whenever we have 12, he's always sitting outside. So to the best of my knowledge, it's more his passion which he is coming out and playing. But I don't think the leg is 100%. So it's still not to the point where he trusts it completely. So that is obviously going to impact the bowling. That's obviously going. But I think the line is there. But the pace is not there because I don't think he can push off of the leg as much as he would like to push off. So I think changed.
Injuries are like that. I think that's the trust factor. Once you get an injury like an ACL or tear and stuff, it's just like it keeps in your mind all the time. That's where I think even if the injury is healed physically, I think the mental aspect you always have it behind that you might. Invoke it again or do some damage again that keeps playing on your mind. So
let me post that question the other way around. If you had an Arjun Ajbani in your team, would you play him or would you not play him?
No, I would play him eyes down, hands down, everything down. So I would definitely.
So you see our approach too. I mean, if we win, we'll win with him. If we lose, we lose with him.
Yeah,
simple as that. I mean, it's the face of the franchise.
One hand, one leg. I would play him.
Yeah, so that's our mindset too. With one hand, one leg, whatever it is, we are forcing it. Hopefully, one of these days, big game player will show up and deliver. We'll see.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the next game. The next game was quite a shocker for Troy Hawks. I felt Canton Hurricanes, between Canton Hurricanes and Troy Hawks, I think both are bottom ranked teams. So there was nothing really to play for other than pride. And especially for Canton Hurricanes, it's been a horrible season, as we have talked about. It isn't anywhere close to their highs last year. And that's the reason why they are in the Division 1, because they had an amazing 2023 season. But this time around, it's been 11 out of 11 losses. And this game, finally, they got their act together. There were contributions from Adarsh and Hari and Ramsey. I think he was fabulous with both the bat and the ball. And they got to a point where Troy Hawks, the game was gone as soon as they crossed the 100, because once they had that psychological advantage of finishing on a high towards the end with Nudge and Ramsey really taking on the Troy Hawk bowlers. It was always going to be a very, very uphill task. And Troy Hawks, just like Hurricanes, I think they would like to forget this season in a hurry. It hasn't been a great season. I think they're still short of players. A lot of players have moved to other teams, so they are missing a lot of their key players who got them to Division 1 last year. Again, similar story to Canton Hurricanes, where they had a fabulous season 2023, but this season has been totally in the opposite direction. So Troy Hawks, I think most probably from what it looks like would be accompanying Canton Hurricanes into Division 2 next year. Maybe Santosh and both Javed Bhai will have a chance to rebuild the team, get some new young blood, some experience from DCL, and hopefully can rebuild this team. But a great confidence booster going into the end of the season for Canton Hurricanes. I know they are going to square up against Gladiators, so it's going to be a tough end of the season game. But this victory would be sweet for Javed Bhai. I know he is quite passionate about cricket and Canton Hurricanes, so I'm pretty happy for Canton Hurricanes for getting this victory towards the end of the season. Or do you, Viju?
I was very happy that they won, because I didn't want any team to go without a win the whole season. And if they, so I felt that Adarsh did whatever he could with the hand that he had been dealt with. But remember James Bond movies? You know how Bond introduces himself, right?
Yes.
Name is Bond, James Bond. Well, the name is Ramsey, Mohammad Ramsey. All right. He introduced himself, and he showed that he is alive and well. And when he is alive and well, he plays outstanding cricket. Mohammad Ramsey introduced himself to Mustafa Malik, who is the best player on Troy Hawks. I already told you, as goes Mustafa Malik, so goes Troy Hawks. You get rid of Mustafa Malik early, you are in the driver's seat. And sure enough, it was a cotton bowled Mohammad Ramsey, Mustafa Malik, cotton bowled Mohammad Ramsey. Mustafa Malik was introduced to Mohammad Ramsey, and Ramsey introduced himself as Ramsey, Mohammad Ramsey, naam to sunai hoga, right? And so that was it. But it was a fantastic innings with the bat. There was some late heroics with Naj. Hari Pallava came in and gave a useful contribution in the middle. Adarsh finally showed up with the bat in this game, and he also performed. And the next thing you know, Canton Hurricanes are 113 for 8. And rarely does a team which scores 113 ever lose a game in DCL, at least this year, you see. And sure enough, that was more than enough to get past Troy Hawks. I think Troy Hawks, whatever little hopes they had of somehow being in the contention, disappeared with that. Now the question is, how do we avoid getting relegated, because Canton Hurricanes is going to get relegated. The question now becomes whether it is Troy Hawks or Hawks which are going to get eliminated. And I think they still have something to play for.
Yeah, but looking at the standing, and I mean, they both, I mean, Troy Hawks have to win the game against against. I think they play who they played. Troy Hawks I think they are playing KRCC, so it's going to be a tough game, and so are Hawks, who are playing GLCC. But I think the advantage Hawks have is they are 5 points ahead, and I think they have a better run rate. So even if they lose and Troy Hawks wins, I think Troy Hawks will have to win with a huge margin to overcome that deficit. So in all probability, it looks like Troy Hawks are looking to Division 2, unless something miraculously happens, and they get into get a huge win over KRCC, which is unlikely. But all in all, I think both Troy Hawks and Canton Hurricanes, I think they're similar stories.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you aptly summarized it, and it was a fantastic analysis. I do think that the odds-on favorite to go into Division 2 is Troy Hawks. Between Hawks and Troy Hawks is the odds-on favorite.
But it's great to see some of these teams towards the end, like finally showing up some fire and getting some victories. And talking about that, into our next game, Pokris versus Hitman, that was a huge surprise. I don't think anybody expected this to happen to Pokris because they were looking pretty invincible. And I still have my bets and my money on them to win this year, this DCL Cup this year. But Hitman came out really all guns blazing. Chasing 95 against Pokris is never going to be easy, no matter who is in or who is out of the team. But I see most of everyone on Pokris was there. So there isn't like
Parthiv, I honestly feel F40 did affect them too. Pokris, for example, who is that? Raghu Palaniswamy was not there. There were a couple of other players also not there, if I'm not mistaken, who were playing the F40.
Yeah,
Arvind Sabarish was not Sabarish was not there, and somebody else also, if I'm not mistaken, was playing F40. I saw their name in this thing. That tells me that Pokris was impacted, but generally Pokris is a team which is not affected by F40 because all their players, their commitment is first to DCL and then to F40. But in this case, I guess they couldn't pass up that opportunity to play in that F40 championship or semi-final game kind of a thing. But Gautam Ragadhakrishnan had a fabulous game, Parthiv. After last week's slow game, he put that in the rear view mirror. And if you ask me, Pokris got 25 wides, Parthiv. 25 wides they got. All right. And that means, they only scored 70 with the bat. And, despite that generous contribution, you find that Hitman were able to do it. Now, this is not the first time Hitman is hitting on Pokris. All right. They have done this to Pokris once before, too. And that, too, was a shocker, So somehow Hitman seemed to have the Pokris number. Now, I'm not sure why that is, but either it is when the game is being played or whatever it is. But in this game, if you ask me, Hitman really played well. If you look at they had 5 players in double figures, almost 6 players in double figures because their opener, Santosh Kumar Kadikuntla, had scored 9 runs, 1 run short of double figures. If that was also, then you would have 6 players in double figures. Anytime you get 6 players in double figures, it is going to be a good score. Syed Aplu did bat well. And if you ask me, it was a clinical win by Hitman. They are still going to go to Division 2, mind you, Parthiv. There's no doubt about that. But at least they can go on a high note. You get my point? And next up is Stars. And if I'm not mistaken, it's not going to be an easy game for Stars either. Hitman is going to come, and they're going to come and put out a good product. And they're going, even though they are going to go out into Division 2, I still think they can upset Stars. And if they upset Stars, Stars season will be over. So If you ask me, the playoffs for Stars starts this coming week, and it starts with Hitman. But it should be a doozy of a game. And I do believe that the Hitman batting will be sorely tested by Lord Giriyappa and friends. And if you ask me, Hitman have a chink in the armor. And what is that chink in the armor? Good fast bowling. Good fast bowling always is the chink in the armor for Hitman. And some of the best bowling, good fast bowling in DCL resides on that Stars team. So they will be calling on them in another 3-4 days' time. It should be a doozy of a game, but I expect Hitman to give Stars everything that they can handle, because if this game is an indication, then Stars will get everything to handle, and Stars have a problem. They also have a chink in the armor, and that's their batting, which is only Ravi Teja is consistently performing. Every other Tom, Dick, and Harry decides to take a swim in Lake Michigan. So nothing is getting performed there. So that's the problem there.
Yep, and I think you're right. I mean, this game, even though it doesn't impact both Pokhris and Hitman in terms of their standing, it's definitely a huge moral-boosting win for Hitman. And I'm pretty sure Sanjay Elangovan would be loving your comments, loving how you're pushing Hitman to come into the last week to give Stars a run for their money. And that's exactly what he will be hoping for, because he has a tough one as well against Thunder. So any favor Hitman can give him would definitely go in a very long way. I'm pretty sure he will throw a party for Hitman guys if that happens. So it's a close one.
Doesn't Sanjay Elangovan control his own destiny, that he doesn't need to Hitman help? Because in the sense that if you ask me, Raptors is the team which will go out if Elangovan and company upset in the Thunders.
Correct. Yes, right? It does. But
if Stars and Miles win, our Dynamite friends also will be very upset.
Right. There are a lot of permutation combinations. If Hitman win with a bonus point, without a bonus point, and Miles get a bonus point from Indus Thunder, so there are a lot of combinations that are still in play of how Stars and Miles and Dynamites and Raptors can make it to this 5th and 6th spot. Everyone else, I mean, legends are through no matter what happens. The position might come into question if one of these teams get the better of the other. But these teams are, they have so many permutation combinations that it's impossible to even plan what they need to do. All right, let's go to the next game. The next game I thought was very interesting in a way that Fighters had. I mean, I personally was watching this game very closely because I think our playoff implications resided on this game. Fighters, we wanted Fighters to be honestly lose. To give us a sniff of a chance. I know it's still a very a long road ahead for us. We need to.
Oh, I am sure you were throwing a party. Aaj ki party Parthiv ki taraf se was going on there, Parthiv. I am very sure about that.
Yes, I was a little scared when Red Devils were when they started their batting and they started really well with Ane and Narendra Ane and Aditya, and then suddenly. There were a fall of wickets, and suddenly it started to. I was concerned because it was 4:45, and from there, it could be anybody's game. But good contributions from Resurrection from Devraj and Swarna. I think that decent contributions. Not a lot, when you're chasing 71. These 15, 17, and 12 are hugely important. But I think the Fighters' batting has let them down again. And this is something that has been a common issue. And I think part of it is also the batting order. Because I see Mahesh still towards the end, almost, lower middle order. If it's not lower order, it's lower middle order. It's almost like 7 or 6 wickets down. Which I'm not sure as to that's the That's what fighters should be opting for. I know we are playing them, so I don't want to give free advice, but just as a neutral analyst, I feel like Mahesh can actually control the innings a lot more if he's in like 3 or 4 or 5 as compared to coming in at 8. I know Ravitej Pujari is another one who they rely on a lot. He hasn't been the great season he had last year. This year hasn't been there. And again, this we talked about this in our chat. Sai, he had a fabulous game the other week uh, against you guys, and then now he comes in at 9 or 10. So unless he came in late, or if he was injured or something, which somebody can explain me, I for I for my whatever cannot figure out why he would come in at 9 down or 10 in the scorecard. So all in all, it feels like the batting order or the batting scorecard looks weird on the fighters side. I think that is one of the reasons why they weren't able to score or put up a total. And then Red Devils, I think, yeah, a little bit of hiccups, but it was fairly easy game for Red Devils. I think they will take this game when all the time. And I think Swarna, obviously, their key guy, with bat and ball. I think when he performs, pretty much you can guarantee that Red Devils are going to win the game. So all in all, I think a great win for Red Devils. Fighters, as I mentioned, we will be playing them next weekend, and it's all for taking that 6th spot in Group A.
Yeah, Parthiv, the fighters, I have no idea why Sai came so low. We discussed this in our personal this thing as to what could be the reason. One reason could be that he showed up late for the game. The other reason also could have been Gagan Singh is operating and they didn't want Sai to be exposed to Gagan Singh. All right, that's another possibility which runs through my mind, because if Sai was going to be taken out, I think it is one of those kind of bowlers which I know if Sai was playing against. If now it didn't work for us because Satya was not fully fit, but if Satya was fully fit, we know one thing: Sai would get a generous dose of Satya Valayutham. Simple as that. The cutter ball which moves away from him is going to, has always caused him problems. And but nevertheless, great batsman. To see him come this low, that's a problem. Maybe there was some problem. Either he came late or it was a deliberate decision. But anyway, the fighters, I told you last week, and I think before that also, we have discussed this privately, that they have a chink in the armor and it is their batting. And once again, that chink in the armor was exposed. That's their Achilles heel. And the fighters got 10 wides and still they could only put 70 on the board, you see. So that itself is a problem. But if this was a mistake, unknowing mistake, then they paid for the mistake because Sai is a top-class batsman. But balanced batting by Red Devils ensured that it was a comprehensive, lopsided win for Red Devils. In the interest of time, I'm going to skip further analysis of this, but I think what this has also done is the fighters-strikers game becomes the most important game for either team in this season. It's as simple as that. The winner is going to sit in a very, very solid position, firmly in the playoffs, and the loser is in all probability going home.
Yep, that's the situation. I think the Group A is a lot more open not open in the sense it's fairly easy to predict. Between
let's face it, there are three teams. I think there are three teams fighting for the 2 spots. Glads, correct. Fighters, and strikers are fighting for the 2 spots. That's the way I see it.
Correct. All right. Talking about the playoff race, next game was also very equally important. Detroit Bulls versus Raptors, and Raptors, have redirected their season towards coming to the end of that league phase. I think they started off well with that odd loss against Fighters. They got a few wins, and then suddenly they started losing. And at one point in time, they looked like they could be missing the playoff. But last 4 weeks, I think they've got three great wins, and all of them have been awfully close. So they have been a master of these close games, and this was another one which was very close. A win by 2 wickets. Gino James, we shared that fabulous catch, which was just not human. I mean, that catch was just unbelievable from him. And I know, he's pretty athletic. So, I'm not very surprised that he took that catch, but it was incredible at the way he took that catch. And it was his 32 that actually made a game out of this. Otherwise, there were no contributions if you look at Detroit Bulls, and obviously, I think, like some of the teams, they rely, like Titans, I think they rely on their bowling more than the batting, and they stifle, just like Titans do, they stifle the opposition. And so even after scoring 69, they made a huge game out of this, getting the top order of Raptors, getting Pradeep and Harsha and Kiran all cheaply. And it was only Salman's innings, and then a very, very surprising and very enterprising innings from both Vikas and Pradeep. I think both of them, I don't know why they come so low. I think Vikas should come much, like, again, he's like Sai. He can take the innings, he can control the innings, he can play some of the bowlers out as well if need be. So him coming down the order again doesn't make sense. But look at the amount of balls they faced. I mean, yes, they had to have so much patience to make sure that inch by inch they just got to that finishing line. So it was, a very, very great patient knock from both those guys, not losing that when they were in that precarious situation, 8 down and still needing those 15, 20 runs. I think they just put their head down and just made sure that they reached the end line, because at one stage they were 8 for 41, and at 8 for 41, chasing 69, you know, I would definitely favor the bowling team in GCL. So all in all, I think a great victory for Raptors, keeps them afloat, keeps them. I think they have the best, chance right now, if things go according to the plan, to stay at least on the fifth and the sixth spot. Yes, over to you, Vijay.
Yeah, Partha, before I even continue, I thought that was an outstanding catch, and we have a video of that. That video was sent to me, and I thought maybe we can play that video in honor of Gino James for the fabulous catch that he took. I think they did a masterful job of creating this video with some music and things like that. They've really done a fantastic job. I hope they submitted this catch for consideration for Catch of the Year award or whatever it is. Or if they haven't submitted it, maybe somebody in our group can submit it, because it really is an outstanding catch. I think what made the catch even more outstanding was he is going to his left, which is not his natural hand, you see. So
Let me play
the
that.
anticipation.
Yep. You want me to play the video in the
Yeah.
slow-mo?
Yeah. No, play the whole thing. It's only just 45 seconds or something.
Can
like
you
that,
hear
right?
the audio as well?
I
The
was
audio?
able to hear the audio, but until you paused it.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's what made it more incredible is he's going to his left. He's a right-hander going to his left.
Right.
And on a full dive, taking the catch. But the anticipation to play, to move in that direction, even as the shot is being played, you see, That's what makes that such an incredible catch. And I won't be surprised if it wins the Catch of the Year award, because it is a fantastic catch. And I would like to thank one of Gino James' friends for forwarding that catch to me. And we obviously, if we get something good, we try to highlight it, and that's the objective of the show, is to bring these kind of things to light. But I would say, sadly for Bulls, only Gino James showed up to play. The rest of the team really did not show up to play. It is one of those rare occasions where Tanmay Dante and Nikhil Sunny both collectively failed with the bat. Usually at least one of them performs with the bat, and usually one of them fires. But Gino James was the LeBron James of Bulls, so we might as well call him Gino L. James. I don't know what Gino's middle name is, but we'll call him Gino L. James, at least for today. And hopefully he doesn't mind. If he minds also, we don't care. We're going to call him Gino L. James. That's it. Live with it.
Yep.
But he carried his team on his back. With both the bat and the ball. And with the ball, it was 5 overs, no maidens, 7 runs, 2 wickets. If he doesn't want to be called Gino L. James, then stop performing like this. If he doesn't perform like this, we won't call him that, right? So this is how it works, all right? Nikhil Sunny, I think we shouldn't forget him. 5 overs, 2 maidens, 11 runs and 4 wickets. Again, I do not know what happened to Nikhil Sunny on the off season. He has suddenly become a fantastic bowler this year. You see,
I know.
He has been performing. He's been performing. This is not the first week. He has been performing multiple weeks with the ball. Yet, the moment it became a close game. Remember last week I told you that Pradeep Botta has ice cold water running in his veins, and somehow he seems to have pumped the same ice cold water into the rest of the Raptor unit, because they have been winning more than their share of close games. I think only one close game they have lost. Now, all the other close games, they seem to pull it out. And so their mantra seems to be, let's keep it low-scoring affair. It's a close game. We will hold our nerves and we will come out on top. And that's exactly what happened. Bulls also play a low-scoring affair. But in the battle of low-scoring affairs, the team with the better ability to control their emotions and come out on top turned out to be Raptors. And it worked out. They are the masters of the close game, at least this year. They are the masters of close game. And this is a team which is not known to win. Historically speaking, they were always tagged by, I think, our friend on the other show has a habit of calling them the chokers. But I do not know about that portion. But I'll tell you one thing. No Botta, no Yelluri, no Boinapoli in the batting end, no problem. Because Salman Shopu showed up to rescue them and to set up the game. And in baseball, right? You have the opening pitcher, the starting pitcher, he sets up the game, and then they finally bring in the closer, and then the closer closes out the game. And Salman Shopu did that. But fantastic job by Bijam and Anjuru, because it was a slow knock, but that 8 runs in 39 balls, what matters is he didn't lose his wicket. It must have been very frustrating for the Bulls. You have a top-notch bowling attack, but your opponent knows how to milk that bowling till the very last possible minute. And with a patient innings, managed to take his team home. And Pradeep Anjuru, 12 out of 37, slightly better in terms of strike rate, but it's the same thing. Low-risk cricket. Simple as that. Low-risk cricket. And they got the job done. And I don't know. Didn't these guys start a restaurant? I mean, I think their restaurant is...
They are actually
sponsored us last... One of your sponsors and DCL sponsors, and they sponsored our show last year, I don't know, Parthiv. I have a feeling if we go to that restaurant, everything will be only double ice cold stuff which we'll get there. Because these guys are the masters of the ice cold business. And I don't think we're going to get anything hot there. These guys love ice cold stuff, and I think you'll get a fantastic mango ice cream. but I'm not so sure about a hot sizzling biryani at this point because these guys are the masters of the cold stuff.
But I think,
Joking aside, fantastic win for Raptors.
yeah, but I think even looking at I know we are going to look at the chart, but it's going to be a very, very tall order for Raptors to go to the playoffs because they rely on a lot of games going their way. And let me welcome Satish Gabaji joining our show. So welcome, Gabaji,
Hello,
to our
everyone.
show. And everybody's waiting for your chart.
Hello,
we-
Jubhai. Hi,
Yeah,
Fatih bhai.
we're very waiting also for the other great man, right? I mean,
He
the
said,
man
yeah,
who's
he
super
said
busy.
the man who's
Okay.
supporting is supporting women's cricket. So he's doing
Yeah,
a
all
great job. So we'll see. We'll get to that. But yes, I was just finishing up this game. Unless Satish, you want to add anything? But I think Raptors have.
I think everybody is waiting for Gabaji and KK's prediction list on how this whole crystal ball is going to turn out. I mean, at least I am looking forward to it, and I think anybody worth their salt wanting the playoffs definitely want to watch that. He has done some excellent, fantastic stuff. So I can't wait to see that actually.
Right. So yeah, I was just concluding. Yeah, Raptors are done with their season, their 12 games. So they have to wait for Miles, Dynamites, their games to go through, and they have to, hope and pray for certain results to go their way if they want to make the playoffs. So we'll get to that when we look at the chart because that's where we look at all the different permutation and combinations. But let's go on to the next game, the Legends FCC game. This was a pretty one-sided game. I think this entire weekend there was a lot of close games, but this was one which was very one-sided. I think FCC, we talked about it. They have had a very, very ordinary season, just like some of the other Division One teams which we were expecting, like Hurricanes and Hitman. Their season, or Troy Hawks even, they had a good 2023, but 2024 hasn't matched anywhere close to that 2023 season. But in this case, I think Legends would be very happy securing their playoff spot and making sure that they, have a good standing in the group as well. Contributions from Ravi Teja, Chaitanya, Pavan helped them to get to that score of 117. And we all know the season, once you get to that 110, even past 100, you are sitting in a very, at least in a secure position. And then any other runs that you get, 100, 110, 120, just basically gets the game out of the opposition hand. And that's exactly what happened here. Legends scoring those big runs, and then just like every other game, there hasn't been anyone stepping up for FCC. No contributions apart from a couple of contributions from Teju and Satish. No real fight shown from the FCC team. So all in all, I think FCC, just like I have mentioned for some of the other teams, will be looking into Division Two. So hopefully, and they have constructed their team from scratch. So hopefully now, they get into Division Two and construct that team back again to what it once was. So a great win for SLCC Legends, but yeah, a very dismissed performance by FCC. Yeah, your thoughts, guys?
Parthiv, I'm going to pass on it because I want to give as much time as possible to Gaba and to KK. So this is such a one-sided game. You already covered it in extensive detail. I think I do want to talk on the Stars versus Dynamites game a little bit. But other than that, I really don't have anything much more to say.
Only one point I wanted to make on this game, that Legend was not doing much on the batting side, but this game definitely getting those 100 run on the board will get them, good confidence going to the playoff. And another thing that Pavan Karodi is back into the action for the DCL. I think he was busy with his F40 and he did not play enough game this year. So F40 is all done for him, and he should be back and probably help Legend batting the hereafter.
Nice, that's good to know. All right, let's go to the next game, which was an absolute thriller. A bowler's paradise. I don't know what the wicket had, but both teams were just rocking the stumps over. And especially if you look at the number of bowls, count the number of bowls in both, add up Stars and Dynamites. It's quite a lot. And Deepak Raj was on song. Even LBWs, I would consider, that also the accuracy with which, if it doesn't hit the pads, it's going to hit the stumps. So, the accuracy with which this game was conducted by both bowling units was is astonishing. Stars batting first, could only manage 47. Only contribution of note was Ravi Teja and then extras. But it was Siraj and Akhtar and that fiery brigade which Vijay has got from the PSL. They introduced another member from there, Saif Badar. I checked out, who this guy was, and he has a quick info profile as well. Got, I think, two or three dozen first class games in Pakistan. So, it's just outstanding pace battery that now Dynamites have. Sirajuddin, the star performer with 5 wickets, but then if you look at Dynamites too, I mean, our veteran Deepak Giriyappa. I mean, he was as lethal as some of these guys when in his peak days. But he got the old Deepak back. Yes, he was a little higher on the run side, but the way he was destroying the batting, it looked like it's going to be a very very tough game before Mohsin put his heads down. But I think Dynamites. We're going to talk about this extensively. But I think this was a great win for Dynamites. Definitely puts them in with a sniff of a chance for playoffs. Yes, Viju, I
Yeah,
know you wanted
Parthiv,
to talk about this game.
the Saif Badar, he's a USA player, Major League Cricket. He plays for the LA Knight Riders. He is under 19 Pakistan player. This guy plays in LA Knight Riders with the likes of Shakib Al Hassan, Sunil Narayan, Andre Russell, Jason Roy. That's the kind of quality we are talking about. You get my point? So this might be the highest level player ever to have played DCL. I do not know. I mean, how you decide that. But what I'm saying is in terms of personal accomplishment in other leagues and things like that, this guy played in all those things, and somehow Vijay Shanmugam managed to get him to come and play. Now that's a different thing that he performed nothing, and Deepak Guriyamba cleaned him out and trapped him LBW in no time. So that might have been a big downer for them. But I would say all in all, Dynamites messed the Stars' happiness after this game, because Stars probably had eyed that they're going to win this game and probably even the bonus. And here they did not even get a bonus point. But this week, I think the Dynamites are going to try to mess up Legends' happiness, you see. So we'll have to wait and see. But at the end of the day, I think that Mohammad Mohsin, this is not the first time he's playing DCL Parthiv. Last year, too, he played, or maybe the year before that. And he's pretty committed guy, all right? I mean, and I think that, so his performance, what's that
Sorry,
again?
isn't he also a part of the this league that goes on, the Major League?
Yeah. He's a good player. He's along with the package. You get my point.
Yeah.
So he's all in the same class. I mean, maybe not in Saif's class, but I'm not sure. But he's a quality player, and but I think the difference is he's also committed. Because I remember him playing more games for Vijay that particular year, maybe even 3 games or 4 games. I think that year also he took Mohammad Mohsin against a couple of these other teams, kind of a thing. But I think let's give a shout out to Deepak Giriyappa, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 19 runs, 5 wickets. That's a fantastic spell. But Stars, again, as I said, their Achilles heel is their batting, and it's once again exposed. Once again, only Ravi Teja performing with the bat. We sound like a broken record, but that's what has been happening week after week. And this week they have an absolute must-win game as they play the Hitman, right? I think they play the Hitman.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Hitman are going to roll over.
Yep. Yes, Satish bhai.
Yeah, I think a couple of things other than those outside play means the star player, I would say. Stars also need to think, if they are into the when we talked about stars at the beginning of the season, right? Actually, they did not perform as per our expectation, as well as I'm pretty sure Hari Bhai also will be disappointed as of now, whatever they are. They a couple of the game that they should have won, they did not go through well for them, right? So something that the star also has to correct certain things specifically on the batting side. There's a lot of dependency with Ravi Teja itself, if you see, right? A lot of teams goes to the stars game into mindset that if we get Ravi Teja, we are half done with their batting. So somewhere
Right.
something that star has to correct upon. And we will talk about Dynamites. Dynamites, even though trying everything they could do after losing the first four or five games, still I see that they might have difficulties to get through the playoff. And hats off to Vijay, how he manages getting all those players. I'm not sure what all things needed to get those players, but still, Vijay needs a lot of respect for getting those players into the ground and playing DCL kind of game.
Correct. And I think that's something which
I,
I was
sorry,
going
go
to
ahead.
say. No, I was going to say definitely we as a DCL unit we should probably thank him as well because it definitely puts our league as a committee member. I would be I'm excited and thrilled that we have some PSL guys. These guys who are playing major league come and play in DCL. That definitely adds a lot more value to our league. So yes, thank you, Vijay. I mean, yes, whatever you're doing to win for Dynamites, that's on the side. But yes, you've added a lot more value and stars to DCL in general. So yeah, the more we get, the more we grow.
Yeah, Parthiv, I mean, you have to give credit to Vijay. I don't care if Vijay stands on his head or does break dance on his head. As long as he gets the job done, all power to Vijay. Simple as that.
Yep.
Yep. All right, let's go to the next game. The next couple of games were both strikers games. One which was abandoned, which we couldn't get through between me and Kabaji. We just got one over done and then the game pouring down, so we couldn't get the game going. So that's going to be rescheduled. But then we played the next day. We are going to talk about the Troy Hawks versus Strikers. I think that was a game that I mean, that was more important for us than Troy Hawks because yes, we were going into this game thinking to get all the 5 points, and we did get all the 5 points. But it was more important for us to get this win so that we at least have a chance for getting into the playoffs and securing our Division One standings for next year as well. So still a long road ahead, but I think this game was. I think we were disappointed with the way we bowled. I think we still are missing a couple of our bowlers. Kapil is coming back. I think that is going to be a huge help. But I think Sujay, for once, had a rare bad day. He generally doesn't go for so many runs. 4.4 economy rate is pretty high for him. If you look at his season so far, very rarely does he go above two. People struggle to read his ball, but in this game, I think credit to be given to Nitin and Benu. I think they played fabulously. At one point of time, we were looking the Troy Hawks scoring anything around that 100, 120. It was only towards the latter half that we were able to get a few good overs, get the score to a 93, which was again a lot more than we wanted. We wanted to get them out by 60, 70. That's been generally what Troy Hawks have been scoring. But then I think we chased it well. I think there were contributions all down the batting order. I think starting with Vinayak and Ketan and myself scoring a few runs, Sujay scoring a few runs. I think all those 12, 13s, 15s all just added up, and all in all, I think it was a comfortable chase, but I think we still probably gave away too many runs. Anything you guys wanted to add? I know I was at the
No,
game, so
Parthiv,
I was. Yeah.
you played the game, so you would know better than anybody else.
Yes. All right. I think that those were all the games. So I think
I have 1 point to make. Just give me.
yes. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Sorry. I should have asked. Sorry. Go ahead.
A striker as a team, I'm not sure what will be your destiny. Probably that will be decided on Saturday. But I see only you guys are a team who has chased more number of times, 90 plus more number of
Oh
times
yes.
this season. So kudos for that. Okay.
Yeah,
And
that don't get me started. Also, every single game we have this debate. We have this argument with Sujay. Sujay loves chasing, and everyone else is like we should bat first. But we've been winning, so no complaints.
yeah. So and even I think somehow this year your batting plays like crazy. Okay. I think I did not, at least I did at least you also told me once that you did not expect your batting to be clicking this
Yeah,
much. So if- kudos to striker batsman or the kind Sujay has got into the combination, right? It's altogether new combination. So and I was just going through when I had a game against you guys, right? I was going through your scorecards and I see a lot of good chase, 90 plus, 90 plus, probably 90 might also not be a
yeah.
good score. We are trying to get into your game. So and to next game also you chased on 94 or something. So that's what I
But
wanted to
still, but still, you won the toss and elected to bowl. How bad?
see. So again, I'm telling that the striker game, right? It does not have a lot of uh, impact for us. So we just on that particular day, we just wanted to enjoy and express ourselves. If batting first always give you, that opportunity.
Yeah, that would have been a good game if it had happened. I was
Yeah.
pumped up for that game as well. All
Yeah,
right.
but here is
Yeah, go ahead.
no, Parthiv. So the thing is that Gabaji is telling these point about strikers chasing, but I think the striker batsmen are only going to get better because now Kapil is going to be back. Vraj is out of F40. I would assume that Vraj would be available in key games. Again, I do not know. I'm not going to go into the specifics as to when he's available or when he's not available. But I think striker only gets better. So
Yeah.
I think the striker fighter game is going to be World War III. I mean, it should be World War III for both teams. All right. If either team comes without that World War III attitude, well, guess what? You're in the wrong business.
They are playing pre quarterfinal. I don't know what we call it.
Yeah.
Eliminator or something.
Yes. 4. All right. Let's go into. Do we want to do the chart before we do the predictions? Yeah,
I think we should do the chart. I think we should do the chart before we do the predictions.
Okay.
I think we should
All
do
right.
a prediction first, so that because our chart is based out of our prediction, majority of whatever
Yeah,
we
that's
decided.
what I was also thinking.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. You're the king. You're the king. Where the other king
No, I
hasn't
think
showed up.
we
Yeah.
need to set a ground for our audience, right? What is the base for our chart?
All right. No
Plus,
problem.
he's leading, so he wants to rub it in as well. So yeah.
No, well, he's leading, and the other guy is also what 1 point behind you, right?
Right.
Mysteriously, you're not catching up with those two guys from Pokeries.
1 point
They are
difference.
consistently, they are always holding the lead. I mean, it's like they
So
are either mimicking you.
one thing that did not catch. I'm not saying. I think Raghu and Venki both are have great mind. But what KK was highlighting, right? I did not realize that they have a flexibility to see my picks and can change accordingly.
Correct.
That's true.
I do not.
That's true.
That's true.
Yes, but that's what the job we are hired for, right? We are analysts. So
Yeah, but see, you're an analyst, right? I mean, you're sitting and when you win this, you get a big chunk of change from that guy in California.
Right.
The other guys don't get the same this thing, so they can say that, hey, the change which we get is not the same as what you get. But in all fairness, you spend all the time during the week, so it's only fair that you get a good chunk of change too. So,
But
anyway,
another thing for
you
our
still-
viewers, I requested Satya for our viewers if we can add their prediction as well, even though they want to change it later on, they can, so that it will give more visibility. If not on the league stage, probably we should get it for the playoffs, so that we'll have more views on the games.
I think last year we had this where the top 2 or top 3 were shown along with our predictions. And maybe we did that only for playoffs. I do not know, but I think at some point it is good to show because I think I would care about what Vicky has to say or Raghu has to say more than XYZ has to say, because there is some track record, right? I mean, they're consistently good. So it would be interesting to see why they feel that way or what they are thinking.
Okay.
All right, GLCC is in. Who are GLCC playing that they have such a lopsided?
They're playing Hawk.
Huh?
Hawks.
Is it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Indus Thunders and Miles.
Thunders.
Okay.
I think that 27% is all our analyst only.
I have a feeling it's just the analyst there because, well, I typically pick Miles, so I'm sure I'm one of those guys. Hitman stars. Hitman got some votes. Not bad.
Yeah. Bulls, I think, play FCC.
FCC Bulls.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. 100%.
Yeah.
Lads, Canton Hurricanes. Wow, somebody actually voted for Canton Hurricanes.
I
That
think
is
there was
Hari
one vote for
Pallava.
Canton Hurricane in that case.
Hari Pallava.
Oh, Hari Pallava must have. Yes.
Yeah.
KRCC.
KRCC Troyox.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Dynamites legends. So
Wow.
Oh, this is a shocker. Dynamites having such a overwhelming pie chart in their favor.
No, but
Everybody's
Dynamite and Vijay is getting a lot of love from our analysts. Even the last game, Star versus Dynamite, I think most of the people from the analyst panel has supported Dynamites or voted for Dynamites.
I think I picked Dynamites over Stars.
even I picked
I think
Dynamite.
Gaba.
I think
Yeah, but I
Chetan
think
and Parthiv
Parthiv-
didn't pick.
I picked Stars, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
it was three versus 2, I think. 3 was on the Dynamite board, if I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
Well,
Like,
Strikers have
Fighters is
got
also
the
like-
slight edge. The Strikers Fighters is going to be 50-50 all the way, I feel.
I think that is the game of the week.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah,
This
without
one-
a doubt, because that has got
This
all
one
the
and MCC,
implications.
Miles and Indus. These two are the decider for top 6.
Yes.
Yeah. Motor City, Punjab Scorpion, Phantoms, Punjab Lions. Oh, okay.
Phantom versus Punjab Lions.
Plus, plus one dark horse somebody voted.
And even I'll talk about that game also, Phantom versus Punjab Lions. That game will decide who will be going to the quarterfinal on those two teams directly. So they will be fighting for top 2 position.
Chingas, Gujarat Warrior, FCC Agni, Racha Riders. Who they are playing? Racha
Rach-
Riders.
Who
Yes, KRCC.
is Racha Riders playing?
KRCC.
Oh, KCC.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my American friend has to really work hard. Let me tell you that. He needs to really work hard. He needs to get some people on his bandwagon because nobody is giving him any votes.
Guardians, Local Boys, Spartan, Rebels, Royal Challengers, Stallions. Yep. So, and these are our picks. So it's all GLCC, 3 miles, 2 Thunders, 1 mile, 3 miles, like 2 Thunders.
So the 3 people who are supporting Miles, who are these? Myself, Parthiv, and myself, Parthiv, and Chetan Thakkar. Okay.
Because you got the insight from KK something. I'll tell you, I spoke to Naresh also.
You spoke to Naresh.
Yes.
Okay, so Naresh gave you some inside information.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a
All right.
mystery. Who to believe?
Stars, Detroit Bulls, Glads, KRCC, Dynamites, only Strikers, Fighters.
Yeah, it's split.
Only
So Dynamite's got a clean sweep among their analysts. Unbelievable.
that's
Wow.
what I'm
No
saying.
respect
Dynamite
for
is getting
legends,
lot of
is it?
love.
Yeah.
They are all backing the PSL 5 brigade.
There's
Yeah.
And striker versus fighter, only I'm on the fighter's board. And
No, Chetan.
along with
Chetan
Chetan.
Chetan is there. But Chetan doesn't count. Chetan is in last place.
So that
All right.
the matchup will be fighter bowling versus striker batting. Let's see who dominates on that side.
Phantoms 3, Punjab Lions 2, Agni Warriors. These are all almost same, except local boys and Guardians. So, so yeah, most of them are same, except those two games which we mentioned. So
I think those two games are the ones where there is plenty of variance, right?
These three games are tie. So those are the important games. So.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now let's look at the chart.
Okay, I can share my screen? And do you guys want to start with Division 2 or Division 1?
Start with
You can start with 2. Hopefully, by the time the great man KK will show up.
KK texted me in between, and that time he mentioned that he will take another 30 minutes, I think. So he should be there in another
They might be enjoying
another 15 minutes probably. Okay, so can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the current standing, okay, till column J. And what I added target points that based on our predictions, okay, majority, like if you have 5, 3, 2, right? So SSK already played 12 games, they are 52. Gujarat Warriors has 2 more games to go, and they are expected to win both 57. Racha Rider has 1 game, and they will win against, I don't know which team they are playing, 44. And Stinger 40, and Viking 25, Agni 29, Spartan 28. And I think that's it. There we'll close. Viking will not be able to make it because of 25 points based on our prediction at least. And this would be the ranking for Pool A. Gujarat Warriors will be 57, SSK 52. They will play quarterfinal directly, and then Racha Rider 44, Stinger 40, 29, and 28. Any question? This is because anyway we are setting up the base, right, for other discussion.
Who is Spartans playing in the last game?
Spartans are playing Rebels.
Okay.
Yeah, they should win that. Rebels is towards the bottom.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, Mijubai, we all analysts predicted Spartans to win. Even I think it was 5-0. Right?
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I was just out of curiosity, I just wanted to. I mean, is it like a lopsided this thing? Then yeah, 5-0 is pretty lopsided. It's as lopsided as can get.
Yeah, and this goes to the Group B. We have Thunderbolts playing all 12 games, winning 11 and sitting on 54, 55. And as I was mentioning, right, Punjab Lion versus Phantom, right? 37 and 35. Yeah. So here I created a 2 option because that time I did not had a Chetan Bhai's prediction and we were like 2-2. Okay. And I still believe that this game is gonna be a good game. So I created 2 options here, okay? And if you see this way. So target point option 1 where I gave to the Punjab Lions. And then one more thing that I made it. I did not decide 4 and 1. I just gave 5. Whenever they are winning, I just added 5 points because it will create more complication and it might not be able to give proper messaging. So maybe in some cases, the polling might differ with 1 point as well. As you see, right? Like this. So if FCC Agni could not make it with 5.28 and after that it will be based out of run rate. So it might change, but mostly the seeding will not change, I think. So Punjab Lions wins, they will be on 42 points and they will get the position 2. And if Phantom wins, they will get the 2. So as I was mentioning when we were discussing about their prediction, these 2 teams are fighting for their quarterfinal position, top 2.
So that's the World War III game in Division 2 then.
Yeah, it is also some value to it. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Royal Challengers, I'm not sure. I again forward. I would have taken some more notes, but they are. We gave that game also to them 39. Local boys, as we see, right, for 4-1 was there, right? So 39. Guardian, we did not give enough love to Guardian, I think, other than Chetan Bhai. So 30 points for them. And Amai Ranger and Punjab Scorpion is missing the action.
Hmm.
No, Punjab
That
Scorpion
has to be
even not.
that is pretty disappointing for Punjab Scorpions after that heroic performance last week,
Right. So Punjab Scorpion, the last game we gave it to them, 28 points. Still, they will not be able to make it if SLCC Guardian wins. So again, there is a chance probably, right? If Guardian, no, it's still I think they're out. Sorry, my bad. Because Guardian anyway we did not give the game and they are already on the 30 points. So here their matching looks like so Thunderbolt, Punjab Lions, if they do not win, they will go to the fifth position and vice versa. So Phantom will replace. So it's easier for me to create the chart for them.
Correct. Yeah, I think their 6 is decided. It's just the order in which they'll end
Yeah,
up.
I think first, third, fourth, and sixth decided. Only second and fifth probably might change based on their outcome of their game. So, any question and what is your thought on that? Or should I go ahead and show the
No,
chart and we discuss it?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think you can discuss the shot. This makes it easier to understand.
Okay, so this is our playoff race, I would say. So, based on our prediction plus the existing table and the rank that I've shown, this would be the matchup. First Rangers might play either Phantom and Punjab Lions based on whoever wins. So Punjab Lions win, they will not play. So the team that loses that game will play this pre-quarter final. Okay. And the next game would be Spartan versus Royal Challengers, and then Racha Riders versus SLCC Guardian, and then Agni versus Local Boys. So these are the matchup for the pre-quarter final, and then quarter final Thunderbolts and Punjab Lion or Phantom one, they will directly make it. And whoever wins between these Stingers or Phantom or Punjab, they will play Thunderbolts and likewise. So this is the flow.
Seems like Stingers and Thunderbolts will be a very, very interesting game for quarterfinals. I think both teams will be good one. I think the second quarterfinal is probably the easier one, I feel. SSK have an easier run.
Yeah, you can say that, yes. But I think Stingers and Punjab Lion or Phantom, and then whatever team comes to the quarterfinal,
Yeah,
that quarterfinal itself will be a very good one. This
very good
QA.
one. Yeah. Yeah.
And even if in the pre-quarter final, actually, FCC Agni and local boys might also be a good game.
Yeah, but I feel local boys would definitely take this one. I feel my prediction would be local boys. And then I think Gujarat Warriors, they would hate to play local boys.
Yeah, actually, the way they are winning because local boy has one player, right? Srini, that guy can change the
Yeah,
dynamics of a game as a
correct.
lone warrior, probably, right?
Mm.
That's the problem, right? That one guy can change either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Vijay, your comment? Anything?
No, I have nothing to comment. I think it's a fine job.
Yeah, you're holding yourself for Division 1?
I'm holding myself for Division 1 because I have followed Division 1 more closely than Division 2.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's move it to the Division 1 if we do not have anything to discuss on Division 2. Okay, so here we are for Division 1 Group A. Titans playing striker, and based on majority of our prediction, gave it to Titans. And then Red Devils already played all 12 games, 39 points. KRCC is playing Troy Hawks, so they'll win 5.42. JLCC is playing Hawks.
Gababai, can I interrupt you there? The Titans playing strikers. What was the majority? Because if the game had happened on that day, I think Titans wins. If the game is happening this week, if I had to bet, I would bet strikers win.
Okay.
It all depends. It all depends on what happens Saturday. If we win Saturday, then I think Sunday we'll come and
Yeah.
play. We'll come and play better. Or if we lose, I don't think we'll get 11 also. That's the problem. You'll see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Saturday makes the difference, but I think strikers will come. They'll have a better unit than what they would have had 1 week ago when you were playing and the game got washed out. On that particular day, I felt that Titans would win. But now, if you ask me who's probably going to win with strikers coming off a high of a fighters win, because again, we have predicted strikers to beat fighters.
Mhm.
So if that is the case, then I have a
But I
feeling
agree.
that is
In
going to wash it.
some of this game we can have that, but at this point, as I mentioned, right, based on last week
Yeah,
prediction,
but whatever it is, your position at the top of the chart is not going to change.
yeah, if we lose without a point and KRCC winning with the point, we'll move on the second position and KRCC will take the first position.
Okay.
Okay. So let me continue. GLCC winning their last game with the 5 point will get them 37. Glads winning their last game 35. Fighter, again, this is the two things and it will only change the last position. Fighter winning, the majority of us predicted strikers. So as we have seen, right? So I gave it on the option 1, I gave it to striker 31 points and fighters to 29. Okay. And then fighter in the option 2, fighters getting 34 and striker getting 26. And here also is a catch. If striker wins against us, they'll be above Glads with the 36 points. And Glads will move to the 6th position. But again, it's again based on our prediction. Okay. Whatever prediction we did for the rain out game plus this big game, this is what the ranking looks like. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on to the group B, in this playing MCC miles, so there are two options. First, I already created this option based on 2-2 and in this being on the top. But later on, I think Jitan Bhai added his prediction, right? And he was on the MCC miles or in this, Satya?
I think he was on MCC miles. That's why you have it at 42.
So option 2 became the primary based on 5 of us prediction. So in this being 42, Progress being 42, and here is another catch that there is a possibility if Indus loses that game, they might lose that first position as well because the run rate is extremely close between those.
3-2 for miles 3 and 2 to Indus.
Yeah. So option 2 became our primary, and this rank will be primary. So considering 5 points, if they lose, this run rate also might be below than Progress. So in this ranking, I gave Progress as a rank 1 and Indus as a rank 2. Okay. Bulls
Yeah, and I do think that if they lose, they will lose the NRR question.
Yeah. And Bulls will be on the 3rd position, I think 36 points, and then Legends will get 31, and Raptor, I think based on any equation, Raptors might not be through, looks like. Stars will get into 32 points, and Miles will also get 32 points, and then again, here its run rate is extremely low. So But still, I kept Stars above Miles based on the current game, and both are having one game left. So, and Dynamites being in the 30 points. So, here are two situations based on some of the game, at least Indus versus MCC games. If MCC Miles win, Pokris will be on top, Indus will be on second, Bulls will be third, Stars will be fourth, Miles will be fifth, and Legends will be sixth. If Indus wins, Indus will be with 47 points, will get the top position, Pokris 42, Bulls 41, Stars 32, Legend will get 31, Dynamite will get in the sixth position, and MCC Miles will not be able to make it. And if a Star
So
loses,
now Vijay Shanmugam needs to send some special halwa and sweets and sweet package and all that stuff to the Indus captain, right? Because he needs Indus to win.
Yep.
another thing, Star is also fighting for the sixth position. Okay, if a Star doesn't win, they might also be out. If in Miles wins, Dynamite wins, and Star loses, Star will be out of the race.
But in this Group
Yeah.
B, I think this is where the bonus point is also going to make a huge difference. If Miles lose, but
Right.
lose with a bonus point, then there's still a chance that they will
Right.
go above Raptors, right?
Right. Because
No.
32,
Run
30,
rate,
30,
run rate is in favor of
Oh, run rate,
Raptors.
yeah.
If Miles
Oh, okay.
if Miles lose, they are not going to catch Raptors.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Even the bonus point doesn't help.
yeah,
Nope.
it might not. It might be, but they have to do that calculation. They have to have,
Yeah, they have to figure out what run rate they'll need.
probably they have to let them score 200 and chase down 190 and lose a game, probably. I don't know. I did not do that much calculation. That is the team to do it.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you see, right, the pool B still, I think 2-3 games will change a lot of destiny. I think Star, I was surprised, Star, as I was mentioning, right, when we were discussing, Star is still fighting for their position. The last game is always critical, right? And I think they're playing Hitman, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
That's
playing
the-
Hitman.
Yeah, a Hitman can be dangerous in any given day. They also have a 2-3 quality players, that can create that kind of damage for a Star. So
Yeah. But yeah, I think Star should make through. I mean, yes, the last game was a hiccup, but I think they should be able to get through. I don't think good teams have too many bad days.
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
this is very interesting to look. Okay. And based
Yeah.
on that assumption, I did not consider a lot of assumptions. Okay, I just consider assumption between Indus Thunder versus MCC Miles game, because that is the game I think we are divided. Rest all we were like most of that. I think the prediction was clear cut majority. Okay, so I created two options for Division One. One with Indus winning and Dynamite is going through. We'll have pre-quarter final matchup GLCC Legends, Striker Bulls, Red Devils, Dynamite,
Damn, I don't want to play KRCC.
Glad Stars.
I was going to say that. I already had this that Partha will be looking at it and saying that, now we'll have to figure out how to avoid KRCC, especially Tamimoni.
Yeah. I heard that he's nursing an injury. So
That's what I heard too, but I also know that he played a leather ball game. So how serious could that injury be?
And moreover, that game quarterfinal will be after 3 weeks from now.
yeah.
It's a lot of
Alright.
time to recover any injury.
GLCC Legends, Indus. Okay, that will be an interesting first up for Indus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which one?
Titans! You guys, Titans might be waiting for Glads. So that's going to be interesting again. You guys are going to
No,
square
that
off.
also means if this scenario holds up, Titans have a nightmare scenario because they'll have to either play Glads or Stars, right? I mean, I'm sure they would have preferred to play, let's say, maybe Dynamites. I'm just guessing. I mean, again, we do not know if these players are still going to be around.
This is my opinion. Okay, if Dynamite get through, okay, that will be a very dangerous team to play.
Yes,
I
on
mean,
a day
That
like
is if the players are, if the
Red
player
Devils
if the
Dynamite,
players
my favorite is Dynamite. Pokris versus Dynamite, my favorite would be Dynamite. So that is how I look Dynamite if they go through, but they will be dangerous.
yeah, but Gava, you're assuming that somebody said that these players are all leaving. Do you know when they are leaving?
Okay.
Only
Again,
one
those
leaving.
things,
Nobody else.
I think what I understand when we were playing T90, they are here for all September. But again, I do not.
Only one person leaving. Remaining all are there.
Who is leaving?
Mostly might be Cushion. I think.
Kushana,
No, what is his name?
Siraj,
No, Siraj.
Sirajud.
Not Siraj. I
Badar.
don't know
Okay.
exactly, but what I heard is only one person leaving by end of
Mostly.
the two games, but remaining all are there. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't know the name.
Very interesting. This is.
Yeah, they will have full squad. So.
Okay, another option. Let's go to the other option. Here, as I was mentioning, right, based on Indus losing, the first and second position will be very difficult to determine because the run rate is so close. So I added a slash, and Indus and Pogris, I gave it to both on first and second position and try to draft it. And based on that, MCC, Miles, and Star will also be fighting with the run rate. So I have to put slash on that as well.
Interesting. I would have asked KK, who does he prefer, Indus or Pokris?
No, it's both the groups. The first position can change, right? So it will change everything.
Yes. Correct. Yeah.
It will change. Eventually, it will change everything.
But no matter what, you're saying that Glads will play in Miles or Stars.
Yes, looks like. If a star could not make it, again, a lot of things may change. We may know exactly on after Saturday only, or maybe Sunday only, because our game is also there.
Right on the queue, our other analysts.
If we loses against Striker without the bonus point, we will be A2. So KRCC, you will again. Glad might play to KRCC on the quarterfinal.
Oh, that would be interesting. And then we would
if strikers win, we will be 6th position.
So A6.
No, if a striker wins,
yeah, they will push us down. 6th
position.
Yeah.
So back to square. We will play. If we lose, we will be playing that only.
We will be playing together.
It's gonna be a fun.
Oh, here is KK.
KK, did you make the women's team? Did you make the women's team win? And did the women carry you?
No, they won.
They have an Australian player who scored century last game.
Australian player, Australian woman player.
Yeah.
They won by 50 runs. So they're happy. They are into the finals.
Nice.
Okay.
I just went to cheer and clap.
That's it. You can do in women's cricket.
Yeah, there is so much sledging going on there.
Really?
There's so much sledging.
Yes.
I want to hear
what did you say?
Sledging. There was a lot of
kind of sledging. By the women or by the men?
By the women itself.
Men only. Women will sledge umpire also.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my God.
experience talking, I think.
A couple of really good players are also playing that women's cricket.
Last
And,
season we had all these fun, so not this time.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right, okay. Tell us your insights. We were just on Division 1. We were looking at the different options. This is what the chart looks like based on our
The points, show the points, Gaba.
Currently, how come Satya said he's going to be in 6th position? He already has 30 points, right?
No. If we win both the games, Strikers wins
Strikers win
Fighters
both.
and Titans. That's the only way.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Fighters versus Strikers. Whom are you going to give the game to?
majority.
We have majority is strikers. What's your call, PKK? Let's hear that. You are one of the top analysts.
No, is Vraj done with Mishka? Is he available?
He's done with Mishka.
Vraj is done with Mishka.
Is he
Let's not
available?
answer the question. Well, let's not get into it because I don't want Parthiv to be answering a question which he probably wants to hold close to his heart, you see.
I mean, half of DCL, no.
So, but
Because,
we,
but I wanted to hear it from him. That's why I know that Vraj is done with Mishka. And he played like 2 games or
Yes.
3 games already. And last time he played, he scored 10 runs. So every time he gives that 10 runs, strikers look stronger. So
yeah,
I think, yeah. So it's a very, very tight one to call, but yeah, probably 51-49 favor of Strikers. Because now they don't have to
Okay.
worry about the other game, Titans game.
no, we also know that Kapil is back, so that means that strikers will be a better unit. That's what I feel.
Kapil is bowling, yes. Batting might not be. But I think he's still struggling with his knee issues and, unable to run. So probably in the bowling, he'll make an impact, but batting, I'm not sure.
That man limps and scores runs, man. What are you talking about? He limps and he stands on one leg and delivers.
All right.
No. His bowling makes a huge will make a huge difference. More than batting, I think his bowling will make a huge difference because it
So-
balances our bowling attack.
So if Strikers win the next game and lose to Titans, right, with or without bonus,
We'll be
they
6.
end up. They'll be 6.
They will be
Yeah.
6. Yes.
Yep. Currently in this table, what do you think is the best position to win in Pool A?
So
Yeah, I mean, we were looking at that. I would definitely try to avoid KRCC in the quarters. So if we can win both the games, that will be ideal for us, I guess.
So I think you cannot avoid, right? That's what we have discussed, right? Because the position will be
No.
flipped.
How come KRCC came into picture? Because 6 will play 3.
Where he's talking about quarterfinal. He is not worried about pre-quarterfinal. Striker is looking for a long jump. First, you have to play pre-quarterfinal.
No. I mean, Detroit, we are going to play, I think, Detroit Bulls, right? Based on your chart. If we
So
go,
there are 2 options, right?
yeah, 6.
So I
Yeah.
think in both the options you are playing Bulls. So
But, from the other end, what do you think? The most important game is the Thunder's game, right?
Thunder's game versus
Division 1 we discussed about couple of games from Pool A. It will be Fighter versus Striker, which will change the top 6. In Pool B, we have couple of games. In the Smiles, Star Hitman, and Dynamite Legend.
those are the 4 key games, right? Gababai?
Yeah, for the Division 1, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And, coming to the last week, I did not think I'll have such availability issues, but yes, I do have availability issues. A lot of them. I'm adding 2 players for the last games.
We did that last week. We did that last week for our team.
Yep. And the most seasoned campaigners of GLCC are not playing. I'll be very honest. No Samish, no Akash, no Hemant.
But you guys are playing against who?
Hawks.
Hawks.
It's gonna be a good game then. If
Yeah.
these people
But
are not.
Hawks, I think they are secure in Division.
How about Heyman KK?
Division one.
Is he US or he traveled to India?
Hemant is in India. He went there. He got his visa approved.
He will be traveling back soon or only after
I don't know.
September?
I mean, he called me yesterday right after he came out of the consulate. Said, "Hey, my stamping is done." But that's as a friend. Nothing. We didn't even talk about cricket. So he'll be back in Bangalore probably in like 3-4 hours. So I'll talk to him.
Okay.
But yeah, his tickets are booked for end of September. So
Oh, so you don't have him in playoffs.
I know. Because he went to India after 7 years. So that was more important.
Okay.
I know we play cricket and all, but after 7 years he went, and he went for a reason. So
Okay.
I left it to him. Yeah. There you go. But yeah, the Indus Thunders game, coming back to that, right? I think that will be the most important game to decide that Pool B.
Yeah, another thing we were talking about.
Okay, KK, let me ask you this question. Who are you giving that Indus Thunders game to?
I'm opening the entire schedule for this week and Division 1, right? Indus Thunders and Miles, I'll give it to Miles.
Okay. Well, that's what I think 3-2 we had Miles.
Yep.
We are all in the
Legends.
Miles camp, I think.
What about Legends versus Dynamites? What do you think?
We all are in Dynamite.
It is a Dynamite clean sweep.
5-0.
You know what? I'll put it in Lok Sabha terms. If Modi was running for election, he wouldn't be saying 400 par. He'll be saying 540. 540. Okay, not 500 par. 540. 540. That's what will happen. That's exactly where we are with Dynamites.
But
so now you tell me.
Interesting, right?
Huh?
Miles, the moment Miles win that, right, they will get above Raptors for sure. They'll secure their playoff spot, Miles. And Dynamites are at 25. So even though they win with 5 points, they'll be at 30. And then the Stars game will be important suddenly, right? Because for Stars, then that will be the qualification. They're playing Hitman.
Yes.
Yep.
So
and after
there are a lot of games.
Last week was a debacle, right? Stars falling out for 47, 46.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, they have not performed as poorly as we performed against Red Devils, getting out for 35, but 46 is still low.
Yeah, but even so, I think it a lot had to do with the Dynamite bowling, right?
True, but here is what you have to say. Among all the Division 1 games, the last game happening is Stars vs Hitman by that afternoon. So no matter where their players are, Hari will make sure once he knows that morning game results, he's going to pull them in.
KK, do you know why Amar did not play the last game? Is he around?
I think he might have gone to Texas. Yeah, he was supposed to be in Texas, correct? Because I asked him for a different tournament, which didn't happen, the Champions, FCC Champions tournament. He told me that between, I think, 15th and the 21st or so, because the kids have to go back to school, right? He's going to fly back to Texas, get them into schools and come back. Yeah. I think I know that
he moved to Texas. He moved to Texas, is it?
He is in Texas. He's working for the summer, he came back to Michigan. But yeah, he's residing in Texas. That's his residence. I think this was the week, yeah. He said he needs to go get the kids admitted back to school and come back.
Okay.
Yep.
Again, even though we voted for Stars, Hitman can give the surprise there.
See, if Stars lose to Hitman, but still secure a point, then they'll be above Will they be above Raptors?
They will be on 28 points and
No,
they
they'll
will be
still be below Raptors.
below.
Raptors has a positive run rate. Yeah. So winning is the only option for Stars.
But in that case, if MCC Miles also wins again, the Stars and Raptor both will be out.
Yep. Provided Dynamites win their game.
Yeah, Dynamite win their game.
Yep.
Yeah, obviously that is the case.
Yep.
Obviously, all the smart money is saying that it's Dynamites. It's amazing how much a few weeks have changed the season. In the beginning of the season, all of us were firmly against Dynamites.
No,
And now all of us are on the
there was a point, I think 5 out of 5 games they have lost, and we were talking about they might move to Division 2, right?
Go to Division 2.
Yeah.
We were taking into account the Dynamites players, right?
You always mention, right? We just reflect what is there on the board, right?
Yeah. So it is what it is.
See, when it was Dynamites when the core Dynamites were playing. Now it could be Peshawar Warriors or Karachi Kings. You can rename that the way you want. It's not Dynamites. Come on, you're getting 7 PSL players to play 1 DCL game to play against the folks who are working professionals who limp by the evening after sitting for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I mean,
whatever,
to do that to prove a point.
At the end of the
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's
Okay,
clearly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
A question: suppose Dynamite goes through the playoff, for example. Would you like to play Dynamites? There is no combination that is fitting you playing Dynamite, but would you prefer playing Dynamite in the pre-quarter final?
Interesting question. Ask the same question after 15 minutes. I'll give it a thought. Right? Dynamite's batting.
I already told that Dynamite, I think initially I mentioned that I would like to avoid them, and they can beat, they are like, I would say, wild animal, So you have
Dynamite's batting, I'm not concerned, right? Dynamite's batting, we can get them.
Yeah.
Among the bowlers, I would say there's one guy who does really well. Right?
We know that, but generally the playoff is most of the time we always see the little lower hanging scorecards, right? Where 70, 80 runs also some people defend. And most of the time that I've seen that playoff becomes all of a sudden bowler's game where batsmen struggle a lot, right? So from considering that in my mind, that I kept Dynamite will be very dangerous towards the playoff and might disappoint some very good team into the pre-quarter final itself.
Well, that's always on the cards, right? With the talent that they added this year, no disrespect to the talent anytime. Because what those 3 guys can do, probably a lot of us cannot do. But what it also brought in is the batsmen are getting ready, right? You suddenly go to the nets and say, hey, there are folks bowling at 70, 75 an hour with the T-ball. It's setting up the speeds and playing it, to get into that familiar territory. Yeah, year 1 is always like a surprise, right? The second year you play the same bowlers, probably batsmen will fare better against. That's always there, because adaptability is something we have seen it over the years for a lot of us, right? Maybe not KK, maybe, but the next generation, and they'll easily catch up. They'll be catching up. We were all
those people will be also more familiar with the batting on this softball, which they are not able to do it right now.
And
they'll also get that experience.
Yep. Initially, people were really, scared of facing Mufasir, the amount of turn and all that he gets. But now you see PD, how comfortably he played. He was not out, playing all the 5 overs. He played through the innings, scored 87, right? There will be folks who will outsmart the smarter guys as well, right? That happens.
Definitely.
With time. The same thing will happen with these fast bowlers as well. But how long will Dynamites have their services? Are you ready to pay them 400, 500 per game? For all 3 combined? How long can you, burn the bank? That's a different story altogether. Again, that's team's headache. How the team wants to manage, would they get sponsorships? Would they sell Bitcoin? Would they get something else? Doesn't matter, right? It's their headache.
So considering, coming back to that, okay, as you mentioned, $500-$600 for a game for package, all people with the travel and everything, or because they have played 7 or 8 games, so we are talking about
Rumors.
$4,000 to $5,000.
Yeah, let's. This is again rumors, hearsay, whatever it is, right? The hearsay is like $150 a game for the
Talking
software.
about here $4,000-$5,000, which is on the stake with Indus
Let us
and
pick the
versus
points
NCC.
and let us go. Anyhow, they are going to play. We cannot change anything. Let us just go.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting conversation now.
Yeah, but we were talking about it before you joined. I think one way or the other, even if he gets, however he gets it, whatever he does, it's great for the league. It's great for the league
Definitely.
because we are getting a lot of eyeballs because PSL players are coming in playing in DCL. So
Right, you saw the turnout to the T90 finals. Wow, because people we want to see how the game goes. That ultra pace and all, right?
That was, I think, one of the best finals that we have witnessed in the DCL. I think
Gabaju, you were umpiring the game. Yeah, it was so good. The final was so good, and that's what we want, right? Yeah. Now seeing Vijay, maybe someone else will bring more folks. Who knows? Right? So at the end of the day, if the talent in our league is improving, it's a win. If we are making heads turn saying that, hey, guys, they're getting PSL players to play in DCL, of course, it's a great item for marketing as well for next year's sponsors. That's a good point, Pardeep. Maybe we can add it.
Yeah.
These players did not play F40, is it? I'm just out of curiosity, I'm asking.
I haven't tried.
They lost the game, I think.
They played and lost in F40?
Yes.
But Satya, they did not miss any of the Dynamite game on the DCL, right? So how they are managing it? They gave more priority to DCL because I have not seen in the last 4, 5, 6 games. They were all 3, 4 people were available for Dynamite.
I didn't see their names on the top 3, 4 teams which made the playoffs or the Super 8 playoffs or something.
I don't know if they played or not. I wonder.
I think they played. So
Okay. KK, if you are still here,
I'm here. Yeah.
This is a flow, and if you have any opinion or anything that you want to talk about, we created 2 Division 1 flow.
So where did you place him?
Right there on the top, right? GLCC versus Legends and GLCC versus what was the other option? The other option was GLCC versus Smiles or Star. Oh, who would you prefer to play, KK?
No doubt I'm the skipper. I cannot really avoid the questions. But yeah, I will take a look at it. What are my options?
Yeah,
with winning and
our option is one
Miles
Stars or Legends. According to Gababai, you'll either play Miles and Stars, one of the two, or you'll play Legends. In option 1, this option, you'll play Legends.
This option is when Indus wins against Miles.
No, that's if we are in A4, that's when it is going to happen.
Yeah, and we are. I think you missed the disclaimer, KK. This is all based on our analyst, five analyst prediction.
Again, now you are put in a wrinkle by saying that you might not win against Hawks. You see, in which case that A4 position changes.
No.
Well, you're saying that your top 3 players are not there, right?
Yep.
So now that changes a little bit. A little bit change. I mean.
And Nitin is injured, 4 down. So Nitin fell, hurt his ankle, hurt his knee, bloody knee. Yeah, he bruised, and then he went out of town. So that's 4 down. But yeah, this is a qualification game for a few players. So,
All right. Yeah, we can see how things shake up next weekend, because I think next weekend everything will be crystal clear.
So if you show me the Pool B standings again, I think I have it. So whom do I prefer among those teams? So, getting it right up. Say if Dynamites is not coming into the playoffs, I think I'm fine with any of those 3 to 7 current teams. That's Bulls, Legends, Raptors, Stars, or Miles. Yep. I'll let Padis back to you.
Right. Yep. I think we're about time. I think this was great. I think we keep looking at the chart. We keep filling in the blanks as things get unwrapped, and we get results next weekend. But yes, I think next weekend everything will be crystal clear. Who's playing who?
Yeah, I mean, this weekend is the last weekend of the games, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct. Yeah.
So by Sunday we know for everything for sure, 100%, as to where everybody is going to be and things like that, right?
I hope no rain disturbance on the weekend games. Otherwise, it will be again another few days.
Now, Partha, will you be broadcasting your game?
We will definitely
I would love
try.
to watch.
Yes.
Okay.
I've asked Kapil. Kapil is the guy who does a lot of that. He has an account and everything set up. So yes, once now that he's back, we should be able to broadcast it.
But honestly, I think the strikers matchups against fighters and titans, they should happen on the reverse order. They should play titans on Saturday and fighters on Sunday. It makes it very, very open.
I agree, but that is where the schedule was. But the gods interfered and decided to change up the schedule.
Yep.
But no, but either way, even if he had played Titans first, Strikers Fighters was always going to be the game to go for us to go into playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You winning against us and losing against Fighter will not help you.
Correct. Yeah. The Fighters game we need to win. After that, if you win Titans, it will help to in the rankings, but it doesn't matter in the playoff chances.
How much sleep is Mahesh Babu going to get? Let me ask you that question. Is Mahesh Babu? It's a fair question, right? Will Mahesh Babu be pulling his hair out and will he be sleeping?
I don't know about that. But
KK knows him well. So
yeah, it's more than Mahesh. I think it's all to do with Sainath, because the moment Sai gets out, fighters are in trouble.
But let me ask you, why did Sai come so late in the previous game? Do you know?
I was actually not following that. The fighters was Red Devils?
Yeah, he came way low down. I was just out of curiosity.
Yeah, not really sure about that.
Okay. Maybe I thought you know everything. You're called the insider, so I thought you know everything.
No. I mean, last Saturday, right? Yeah. No.
Yeah, that is strange.
Baba, you had some.
I was saying about this particular game. I know fighters, they are very quick on the running between the wicket, and considering striker player age factor, they are gonna give a hard time. I'm not joking. Okay, they are extremely quick. Sai runs faster than Cheetah, maybe the way he runs, right? That is where.
That guy is insane. Like, he's an insane fitness. I know. I played tennis with him a lot, so I know how good he is running. So yes. Science. I think yes, you are right. I think more than Mahesh, I think we are worried more about Sai.
No. Mahesh is the skipper, right? So that's why I was asking that question.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about sleep will Mahesh.
I don't know how much sleep he'll get, but I'm sure he's going to get a earful in the game when he comes out to bat. That I can promise you.
Okay.
Again, last week Mahendra Burredi got injured in one of those fighters games, and because of that he pulled out of the other tournament, because that was just a weekend tournament and he pulled out of that game. So again, if he's not fit, fighters will be one bowler short.
But isn't he their best bowler?
Yes.
I think he leads their bowling, so I would say so.
This year he is even better form than Mahesh. So he's picking up more wickets than Mahesh, I think.
No, I mean, I think in the Glads game, I felt that Mahendra Burreddy was their best bowler.
He is talking about Mahendra only.
Yeah, I'm talking about Mahendra.
Mahendra and
Yeah,
I
I'm
think Sai Manoj. I think Sai Manoj is the leading wicket taker.
Sai Manoj didn't play against us, so I couldn't really judge it. But Mahendra Burreddy played against us, and Mahesh Babu also played. So I saw both of them. I mean, I used to rate Mahesh Babu the best, but the last game I felt that Mahendra Burreddy outperformed Mahesh.
Mahendra is always good because he bowls in the power play. Mahesh comes after the power play.
Yeah, I'm looking at their roster. They also added someone called Mahi Masood.
Mahi is from Glad.
Played two games so far. Both the games he fared well. 5 overs, 12 for 3 and 3.4, 12 for 1. Right? So, he fared better. I think this will be his qualification game. That's one thing they were lacking in, because they currently have Mahesh, Sai Manoj, Anil Balreddy, and Mahendra Burreddy. The fifth bowler was Anvesh or Venkat Vajnala, but now Mahi Masood coming in will give that.
Which Anvesh? The Anvesh which played for Stars last year, or a different Anvesh?
No. That Anvesh is completely at a different level. This Anvesh, I think they imported him from a team called Nizamabad Farmers.
He is also but left-hander fast bowler. So a lot of common factor with Anvesh, the other Anvesh.
Mahi is all equally good.
No, the other Anvesh is Anvesh Gangasani.
But he was also
he's a right-handed bowler.
Right?
He's a right-handed bowler.
No, right-arm bowler.
Oh, okay.
Yep. He bowls at an angle like Makhaya Antony.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, guys. It's time.
All right.
It's already at 10:30, almost 10:30. So let me wrap up the show. And I hope
before you wrap up, Parthav, I want to wish you all the best in your game against Fighters. Gababai, all the best, and KK, all the best, and of course, I'll wish Satya also all the best.
Thank you.
I think we are coming to the last this thing before the playoffs, right? So wanted to thank the audience for tuning in and putting up with us and things like that. I mean, it was fantastic having many of you guys on the show. I think you guys add tremendous value to the league, and the hard work which is put in, it's greatly appreciated.
So let me ask a question. Sorry. Let me ask a question. Am I still the insider? Or a guest analyst or an analyst? Because I am the only guy closer to Gaba in predictions.
Well,
you're the only guy.
I'm the only guy closer to Gaba in predictions in this group.
That's true.
But
yep,
you have the privilege of seeing his predictions.
I really wish if I would have seen the predictions, I would have framed it differently. Every time I go in right on probably Friday night or early on Saturday morning when I take out the dog for a walk, that's when I fill it very quickly and say submit. Satya knows because he gets my prediction probably the last among the lot. There you go. Yep.
All right, guys. Need to sign off. See you guys. Best of luck for everyone, and hopefully, we come back after. I think we come back after the long weekend. Is it?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
All right. See you. Good night.
Right. Good night.